and we can now consume all sorts of services and products on the smartphone, and businesses have made these adjustments, but the banks have not. So the one thing that's changed is that the customers are screaming even louder in this 1 year. The second thing that's changing is the continuous increase in the fintech investments across the world. So I was looking at some numbers, and just this last quarter, $5.3 billion have been invested in fintech, which is a 67% increase from the last quarter. And in the last 12 months, I looked up, there have been $12 billion that have come into fintechs, which is a 46% increase since we last met. And all of this money is not going to the US anymore, it's going to Asia Pacific, it's going to Africa, China, Middle East, so it's happening there. And the latest trend is this, that actually VC money is now going to be not the main source of fintech funding, but funding is going to start to come through crowdfunding. And crowdfunding is a phenomenon where people like you and me, who are industry insiders, would be able to actually back up these fintechs with their own money. So it's not going to be venture capitalists only, but anybody that thinks there's a good fintech idea would be able to go out and fund these fintechs. And the latest thinking is that within the next 2 or 3 years, crowdfunding is going to outstrip the conventional VC funding that we talked about. So I don't see people like individuals going out and sort of supporting banks for innovation, but I see investors with their small amounts going in and starting to fund these fintechs. So this is the kind of backdrop with which I would open the session. And my first question is going to be to Najib, and which is this, that all progressive regulators are now starting to reinvent the regulatory structure, in the sense that they're all appointing fintech chiefs within the central bank. And these fintech chiefs are now reporting to the governor or the president of the central bank. And their job is to go out and create frameworks to encourage fintechs to sort of evolve in a country. So 2 types of regulations are coming up. One regulation is that when a fintech comes on top of a bank, they really don't need a regulation, because the regulations are compliant by the compliance and the legal functions of the bank. But the regulator is coming out with this clean position so that there is activity in the market. And the second type of regulation is when fintechs are actually trying to go out and reach to the customers themselves. And there the central banks are coming up with different types of regulations. So